Hi everyone, my name is Kerem Akbulut, and today I'll be talking about embedded processors and IoT, the Internet of Things. Now, what is an embedded processor? It's a computer chip embedded in various machines that help us control electrical and mechanical functions. Now, embedded processors require other external components such as integrated memory and peripheral interfaces to carry out and perform their designated functions. And they're actually all around us, embedded processors, although we might not see them. Things like smartphones, smartwatches, washing machines, or even these LED lights behind me all contain embedded processors. Now, why are embedded processors important? Well, as I said, they're ubiquitous. They're all around us and we use them for nearly everything. Now, actually, the worldwide volume of embedded processors was approximately 406 million units in 2020, and this number is only expected to increase. The value of the embedded processors market was valued to be 21 billion US dollars in 2018 and is expected to reach 36 billion US dollars by 2026. So you can see just how important this new emerging market is. Now, there are different producers of embedded processors, companies like AMD, Texas Instruments, Teledyne, Viatech, CML Microsystems, and many more, all produce different embedded processors for different purposes. Now, embedded processors brings me to my next topic, IoT, because they actually underpin IoT. What do I mean by that? Well, let's start by defining IoT. IoT, the Internet of Things, in the broadest sense, encompasses everything connected to the Internet, but is also used to define objects that talk to each other. And we mentioned how embedded processors require external components to work. Well, these external components create a system with embedded processors, and these systems can connect and perform different functions while connected to other systems through the internet. Now, what are some big currents for current IoT technologies? Well, data center monitoring, things like cloud technologies, for example, use IoT services. Artificial intelligence, surveillance and security monitoring systems, contextual product features, things like personalized ads, all make use of IoT technologies. Now, let's talk a bit about the societal impacts of IoT. Yes, it seems that it has a huge market, but is it actually beneficial for our lives? Well, in short, it is. A few examples include smart health devices, for example, which help us monitor patients and give instant feedback on patients' current conditions. Not even patients. In our daily lives, for example, smartwatches help us monitor our heart rate while exercising. IoT technologies also help us with security and safety by helping us implement better surveillance systems for improved security and actually alerting users if security breaches happen. They also help us with education. Platforms like Zoom help us connect to each other in these difficult times. So you can see there's actually quite a bit of benefit to IoT technologies. But of course, it does have its cons. The 5 main concerns when dealing with IoT data include security, which doesn't only concern the data connection, but also everything connected to the actual hardware, which may be under threat if subpar security practices are used. Privacy is another main concern, because IoT platforms can collect, transmit, and use data that is unencrypted, making it completely vulnerable to cyber attacks. Reliability, for example, natural disasters and power outages can cause entire systems to go offline. While IoT technologies also use a lot of resources, the power required to operate and maintain systems keeps increasing with more electrical components each year. And there's also the problem of fragmentation, because different brands means different ecosystems, and sometimes these ecosystems might not work well in conjunction with each other. There are also some security concerns with IoT technologies. Smart vehicles, for example, what are they supposed to do in difficult situations? Self-driving cars, whose lives do they save? And actually, MIT's Moral Machine demonstrates some of the moral decisions self-driving cars have to make. There's a question of selling of data and protection of privacy. How much should be shared and how much shouldn't? What is consensual sharing and what isn't? The problem of mass surveillance, is it good Or is it bad? Yes, it does help stop crime, but it can also be used to target individuals separate with different ideas or different ideologies. So as you can see, although there's a lot of benefits to it, there are also a lot of cons to these technologies. But as always, it's up to us to decide whether we use it for good or for bad. Because in the end, it does help make our lives easier. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Have a good day.